Hello and welcome back to the channel once again. This is Alan Presents and this is another predictions video. I am your host for this particular video because it is predictions. I tend to carry these out more than Leanne does. So I'm Alan and obviously Leanne is here, which I've just said, so I've inadvertently introduced her twice now.
I'm privileged.
So as you've already seen from the title card, that should be our phrase, our gimmick, our catchphrase. As you've seen from the title card, we are doing our Clash at the Castle predictions today. This is the event that is taking place this Saturday on the 3rd of September 2022 in the year of our Lord, as they say.
Who's Lord?
Well, yeah, I'm your Lord.
Ooh.
Ooh. I mean, if Roman Reigns can have an Acknowledge Your Daddy t-shirt, I can be your Lord, right?
We'll see. We'll see.
So, whoop, Rags is aggressively playing with his scratching post.
Yes. Good boy.
Good. Yeah, that was a bit too aggressive.
It's alright, this stuff.
I'm glad we don't let him out in the night because you probably would get with slit throats. Anyway, back on track. This is the first pay-per-view / PLE in the UK. For like main pay-per-view in the UK for 30 years. They did have like Insurrection, One Night Only, and things like that in the sort of late 90s, early 2000s. They kind of stopped becoming as much of a thing. I don't think the buy rates were too great on those because they did just feel like filler shows.
Yeah.
You'd have title matches on there, but none of the belts would change hands. Sorry, titles would change hands. So
doesn't matter. They can call them belts now.
No, yeah. I mean, nobody really was really that invested because of that.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate because, you know, it's a shame that the UK kind of lost out on that. Obviously, WWE do tour the UK, I think it's twice a year, once usually just after WrestleMania, once just around sort of Survivor Series time. They do like the live events, they sometimes do SmackDown or Raw tapings here. But it's the first time in 30 years since they've had a major event. The last one was SummerSlam 1992, which we have done a video on. It was Leanne's first time watching that one. So if you haven't seen that, go back and watch that if you're interested in seeing how that lineup differs from what we're going to be talking about now in our predictions video rather, for this Saturday's Clash at the Castle. So as a slight precursor, we'll probably repeat this at the end anyway for those tuning in later or sort of skipping through. We don't know when our reactions video is going to be up yet because we will be at Clash at the Castle. We're going to see. We have tickets. I managed to get them on the pre-sale. So we're going to be there. Hopefully, you'll see a sign on the stream, on the recording. I don't know what to call it at the event. I think Leanne's gonna get some sort of
secrets.
And maybe we'll probably have a sign with our YouTube Alan Presents on there as well. So it's alright, we can blank that out and then people will have to look for us to see what that sign was.
If you see a prop rock sign or a sign of our channel, give us a message on socials. Let us know that you saw us.
Hashtag we want prop rock.
Hashtag bring back prop rock.
Yep.
Seriously. Hashtag seriously bring back prop rock. We miss him very much. Thank you.
Like, we are on the hard cam side, so we will be always facing the hard cam, but whether or not we'll be in the angle, we don't know. We're not on the floor. We couldn't afford like $3,000 for floor tickets. We're like, no mate, that's okay. But we're on that first tier of seats, so hopefully we'll get a really good line of sight and a really good sort of viewpoint from there. But it's
our reactions video is probably going to be quite different because of the practicalities of like taking notes while watching.
We might have to charge up a power bank and take it with us and maybe do it that way.
We'll have to think.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll have a reactions video. We're just not quite sure when just yet because of it. And Sunday we've got a really busy day as well. Another precursor, there is going to be another wrestling content video coming out at some point this week. Maybe the Thursday or Friday. We haven't quite worked that out in the schedule yet. As AEW's All Out event is happening the day after Clash at the Castle. So we've got Clash at the Castle on the 3rd, All Out on the 4th. We won't be watching it till the 5th after work, obviously, because it's going to be at stupid o'clock in the morning for Britain.
It's gonna be a wrestling weekend.
So we hope we're going to cover a bit of everything for all of the fans. Those who like WWE, we've got Clash of the Castle. Those who like AEW, we've got All Out. For those who like NXT, there's Worlds Collide happening on the Sunday as well. I think they're going head to head with All Out. There's going to be a lot of independent shows if you are heading to Clash of the Castle. You've got the WrestleFest. It's not a convention, it's like a party that they're having, a pre-show party. You've got, I think ICW are running a show at a Glass, I think was the name of the building. And that's like 11:30. The only person I know at that, it's an 18 rated show. They said it's 18 plus. The only person I knew at that was Grado. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm okay.
We good. That is past our bedtime.
But yeah, so, on to Clash of the Castle, as I said, first time in 30 years. Looking at the card, there are some really great matches that are going to be here, but it's a bit sparse in the amount of matches. If I go back to my SummerSlam...
Oops, it's a violent cat.
Where did he come from? 92 notes.
Launched in.
2, 3, 4,
Okay, cat.
7, 8, 9 matches took place at SummerSlam 92.
Yeah.
We currently have 6 for Clash at the Castle, and one of them got announced on Raw last night. Also... Another quick preface, we are putting this out now because we're not going to be able to get this out on Saturday because, as I've already mentioned, we're going to be at Clash of the Castle. SmackDown will air at something like 1 a.m. There's no way we're going to be able to watch SmackDown, record a video, be awake, and what is Rags doing?
He's sniffing the table.
Okay. So we are prefacing it here. I have seen that they have recorded this week's SmackDown last week, so I have seen the spoilers for that episode, but as far as I'm aware, there was no new matches announced.
Okay. So 6 matches.
So 6 matches.
And how long's the event supposed to be?
So BT Sport is showing the PLE in Britain. Obviously, BT Sport being one of the UK channels for sport. They're showing it for free if you subscribe to BT Sport. I think it's BT Sport 2, or obviously on the WWE network in the UK, Peacock in America, and other places in the world. But BT Sport are listing it as a 4-hour event.
6 matches in 4 hours.
That's like, what, 40 minutes per match plus filler? I
I
can't
know
see
they
them doing
like
that.
their filler.
I can't see them do that.
Gotta be like a last minute match that comes in, right?
Yeah, this guy. I can't see them doing that. Like, I was saying to you that I'm surprised that, like, Kevin Owens isn't on the show. Obviously, the Usos aren't on the show because, as far as I'm aware, they're not allowed to travel into the UK because of the DUIs that one of the Usos has had.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes it they're unable to travel into Britain. They did the same with Canada. That's why they weren't at Raw and SmackDown in Canada a couple of weeks back. Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Bobby Lashley. You know, the United States champion's not going to be there.
Yeah.
Granted, it's a UK event, but he's still a champion. He's still a fan favourite. A lot of people like Bobby Lashley. I would have loved to have seen Bobby Lashley in person. The Miz.
Yeah.
They could have had The Miz and his stalker
Yeah.
at the event. You know? I feel they're missing a trick here.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe there'll be some surprises.
Maybe. I hope so.
It would be nice to see more people.
Bret Hart is at that WrestleFest pre-show party as a guest, so I'm hoping that after that finishes, he's going to sort of wander over, as it were, to the stadium, and he might do a special appearance.
Maybe.
You know, 30 years ago, he was in the main event with the British Bulldog.
It's very true. It'd be a good callback.
I think that would be really cool for him to come out and be like, hey, you know, thanks for everyone showing up. It's been 30 years. Enjoy the show, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like that, you know, that'd be cool. Okay, so let's get into it. So we've got 3 non-championship matches and we have 3 championship matches. As always, we're going to cover them as non-championship matches first, followed by the championship matches. I'm going to start calling them title matches because championships will be long. So first up, we're going to cover the 6-woman tag team match, which is between the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss, teaming up to face Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. I almost said Io Shirai then, because I'm so used to that.
Yeah.
There was a rumor going round that the collective name for Bayley, Io, and Dakota was going to be Damage Control.
Ooh.
Which would be cool if they debuted that at Clash of the Castle.
Yes.
Now, whether or not that is true or if it's reference to something else, I don't know.
It's a
but
good
apparently
name.
there was a trademark done just before SummerSlam or just after SummerSlam, Damage Control. So, speaking of SummerSlam, if you've seen our SummerSlam reactions video or seen SummerSlam itself, you'll know that that's when Becky Lynch was facing Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair retained her Raw Women's title. After the match, Bayley shows up. Then out comes Dakota Kai. Then out comes Io Sky. And that sort of have a bit of a standoff with Becky Lynch in the ring as well. Becky Lynch is injured. She popped her shoulder in the match, dislocated it, carried on with the match. Fair play. It was a good match as well, to be fair. And then this kind of spawned up from that. So obviously Dakota Kai, Io Sky, and Bayley were running a bit of roughshod around the Raw Women's roster, especially with the tag team tournament that they had for the vacant Raw Women's the tag team championships rather. Dakota Kai and Io Sky were in the finals, and they sort of ran over through a lot of teams to get there, including Asuka and Alexa Bliss through some shenanigans, as it were. So I think that's kind of leading a bit ahead into the story, obviously Bianca Belair being there as well. But it does baffle me as to why they didn't have Bianca Belair facing one of them for the Raw Women's Championship, you know? Again, it's gone back to, you've got these champions, you've purposely put out these titles, these championship belts, these championship titles. Why aren't you using them? You know?
Yeah, it's very true.
But going back to what I was just talking about, the Women's Tag Team Championships, the vacant ones, they had a tournament. Dakota Kai and Io Sky got robbed.
Yeah.
They got beaten by Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah, of all people. Not to knock Rodriguez or Aaliyah, but I personally don't find them interesting.
No.
And a lot of people on social media are extremely annoyed about this. So they brought back Dakota Kai, they brought back Io Sky from NXT. Bayley's come back after an injury, being out for over a year, and they get done dirty after having the non-legal person in the ring pinned.
Yeah, it's...
it has to be leading into a storyline.
It has to be.
Or the ref screwed up.
But no one reacted as if it was wrong, which makes me worry that they didn't know, or it ended the way it was supposed to, and that's that. I don't know.
So, I mean, it should be a good match.
Yes.
6-person tag team matches tend to get a bit chaotic. It's not very often we see a 6-woman tag teams match. It's usually 6-man tag team match. So I think this could be good. You've got a lot of caliber of talent in the ring at this point. Even though I'm not very big on Bianca Belair, I still think she's going to be a good catalyst for her team.
Yep.
Asuka and Alexa Bliss, obviously former multi-time champions. They are two of the best in the world right now. Dakota Kai, she's proven her chops in NXT. She was one of the first women's tag team champions in NXT.
Yeah.
You have Io Sky, who, if I remember correctly, beat Shayna Bazsler for the NXT women's title when Shayna Bazsler was still a badass down in NXT.
Yeah.
Not this just getting beaten by everyone kind of person on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And obviously Bayley's multi-time women's champion.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I mean that's all I really got for that one, is the build up of that. I do have one other comment, but I don't want to say anything about that just yet because I want to get your impression of who do you think's going to win.
I'm finding this one a bit tricky to call. I feel like after Io Sky and Dakota Kai lost the tournament, they should have a win.
There's the wind in their sails, there's the loss. Oh, there's no wind.
Yeah. It's like, it's difficult because I feel like bringing them up, hyping them up to start with, and then having them lose is a bad idea.
Yeah.
But they could pull it back with this. But then they have lost the win, so maybe they won't. But I think I'm going to say that they'll win.
So Bayley, Io, and Dakota.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. In terms of going back to what I was saying about the card being quite sparse.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're going to dump in a few surprise returns or a few surprise appearances.
Okay.
So, Io, Bayley, Dakota get the win. They just keep on beating down on Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka. Out come Dakota Kai. Not Dakota Kai, sorry. Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah. And they start beating up on Dakota Kai. And they start sort of getting beaten down a little bit more because they're still outnumbered. And then out come Sasha Banks and Naomi. Walk down to the ring. Looks like they're going to help Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah. Nope. Heel turn. Beat the hell out of the both of them. They want their belts back.
Interesting.
That could be an interesting way to do it.
Yeah.
Because that way you're bringing back 2 established people who are going to get a massive pop. Because everyone wants to see Sasha Banks back. I mean, personally, I'm not a massive Sasha Banks fan. I get that she's talented. I do enjoy when she's in the ring. But I there's something about her I just can't quite gel with.
Yeah.
But that's just my personal opinion. But that stadium, if they do turn up, is going to pop hard.
Oh, yeah.
And then to have them heel turn, it's going to pop even harder.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
And I think that'd be really cool.
Yes. I like it. Let's do that.
Yeah. So, yeah. Next match, another tag team match. This was announced last night on Raw. This has been a culmination of quite a couple of months now. So we've got the Judgment Day is facing off against Rey Mysterio and Edge. Obviously, you've got Damian Priest and Finn Balor will be the legal participants on that tag team. I'm guessing Rhea Ripley will be on the outside.
Yeah, I think so. She's been on the posters.
Yeah, I don't want to say cheerleader. What's what I'm looking for?
Support,
that's it. And obviously for Rey and Edge, we're going to have Dominic Mysterio as their support.
Yeah.
Now, this has gone back quite a couple of months now. The whole Judgment Day running roughshod over Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio and Edge coming back, and it's been all a bit of a kerfuffle. I'm not going to try and recap everything on that one because it's way too confusing. It's been a lot going on. It's a bit of a kerfuffle. But you did see Edge beat Damian Priest in the main event of Raw in his hometown.
Yeah.
What you didn't see, and just as a quick side note on this one, what you didn't see after the match, Edge got a microphone, and obviously this is after the show, got a microphone.
Yeah.
He said, in a year's time, when we come back to Toronto, that is my final curtain.
Ooh.
He's given himself one more year, because that's how long he feels he's got left in him before he's going to go, right, I can't. So that's really cool.
Yeah, he gets to end on his terms, which is what he's wanted.
Yeah, unlike he did before when he had to retire because of his neck injury.
Yeah.
You know? So
that's great.
I'm really excited because Edge has been like a favourite for years. And obviously the retirement, that was heartbreaking, and seeing everything and watching him come back. Like when he came back at Royal Rumble, I lost my mind. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And he's just been great.
Yeah.
He really has been great. It's unfortunate he had an injury not long after he came back when he was fighting Randy Orton. But it is what it is. He's back.
Yes.
It'd be nice to see a title run of some sorts. Doesn't necessarily have to be the undisputed WWE Universal Championship.
No.
Could be the Intercontinental title. It could be the United States title. Go after a title he's not won before, you know? Maybe cap off that Ultimate Grand Champion kind of thing. 'Cause he's been tag title holder, he's been the Intercontinental Champion, he's been the WWE Champion. So it'd be nice to, if he can't go after, if they stay with Roman Reigns, we'll talk about Roman Reigns later on, but if he stay with Roman Reigns holding the belt, I don't think they're going to put Edge against him, and because it'll make him look weak. But yeah, I'm really excited to see Edge. I think it's going to be really cool.
It's going to be good.
Rey Mysterio is, I said it before, said again, for me, he's overrated. Excuse me, but you can't deny he's got talent. And I think teaming him with Edge against Finn Balor, who is an unbelievable talent, and Damian Priest, who is certainly working his way up there. Damian Priest is nothing to slouch on. He is fantastic.
Yeah, he's awesome.
You know? So, who you got in this one?
I think Judgment Day.
Yeah?
I think. I think we can't skim over the Dominic sort of feeling a bit shunned by his dad teaming with Edge instead of him. So that could play a factor. And Rhea Ripley, who's just awesome, is going to be a factor as well. So I think it might lean towards Judgment Day.
Yeah, I think I agree with that one. Do I agree with that one?
Cat fur in my face.
This is a tough one to call, actually.
It would be cool to see Edge win again. He is on that trajectory.
In my mind, though, if Judgment Day win this, it's not Edge taking the fall. It's Rey.
True. Yeah.
I don't think they'll bury Edge.
No.
Because he's on this meteoric rise since coming back.
Oh, we can't decide.
I know. This one's tough. I'm going to go Edge and Rey.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm going to go Edge and Rey, and Dominic's going to turn on them after the match.
Okay.
So they're going to be celebrating, and then Finn's going to maybe pop in the ring or something, and he's going to say something, and Dominic's going to be like, "Good night, Dad." And he's going to join Judgment Day. Because I just think he likes getting choked up by Rhea Ripley.
And cut the mullet off.
Please cut that damn mullet
Cut the mullet off.
It's stupid. That is a really hard one to call, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's really tough. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good match, though.
One of us will be right.
I know, right? Watch double DQ. Damn it. Or double countdown. Or something stupid like that. Come on. Yeah, but I'm adamant. I mean, I've been saying this for months, that Dominic should turn and on Judgment Day. I said it was SummerSlam.
It's been close a couple times.
I mean, there was a point where he jumped, I think it was on Raw, and Rhea was in the ring, and I think she had a chair, and Dominic was there and kind of defused the situation, or was it Dominic the other one? I can't remember, but it looked like he was kind of like, do I go with the Judgment Day? You could see it almost like it's ticking over in his brain.
He's been thinking about it.
You know? So, yeah, that's going to be a good match, though.
Definitely.
Okay, last of our non-title matches is Riddle versus Seth Freakin Rollins. This has not really come out of nowhere, but it's been building for a while, but it's been kind of simmering very low until the last couple of weeks.
And then it's exploded.
Oh, it's just completely blown up like a nuclear bomb.
It's really good.
And this is kind of what you need. You need like a long burn like this is exactly what you need, because you're building that tension, you're building the hype around it, and it's like, I just want to see this match now, because it's that's what it should be. You know, this match was supposed to happen at SummerSlam. Riddle was injured, storyline injured, and it didn't happen. But this last week on Raw, it really came to a head.
Yeah.
When it got rather personal.
Ooh.
When, Riddle said something along the lines of, well, in your marriage, there's only one man, and that's Becky Lynch. And then they kind of went, right, we're going to go to break. And then during the break, the mics were still on. Obviously, it was not kayfabe. It was, oh, it would be kayfabe, actually. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's part of the thing. Yeah.
It's a shoot.
Yeah.
No, the other one.
Yeah, kayfabe. Yeah, to work. So Seth Rollins kind of retorted back with something along the lines of, you want to bring family into this. Your wife and kids left you, and they don't want to see you. So who's the better man now? And he just kind of walked off, and Riddle goes absolutely nuclear. And it's like, okay, this kind of Riddle I can get behind.
Yeah.
Not this stoner, hippie kind of thing. Absolutely hate that trash. But nice. I'm surprised WWE are still doing this whole 420 thing. Weed is not legal in most states in America, as far as I'm aware. So why are they doing this? I don't understand. This
could be a way of them sort of phasing it out a bit, because they're turning Riddle more. He's getting more personal and
vicious.
Angry.
Yeah, vicious, and I like this.
Yeah, so
this is a Riddle I can get behind.
It's good, and he played it so well.
He did. He went absolutely nuclear. It was great.
There was murder in that man's eyes.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
This could be a show stealer. This could be the match of the night.
Could be, and considering we haven't really enjoyed Riddle's performance quite as much as some others, I think that says a lot about the way the storyline's gone. And
not only that, but just how good Seth Rollins continues to be. Like, love him or hate him, he is a Class A talent.
For sure.
Absolutely just phenomenal.
And you just love to hate him. So.
Yeah, absolutely. But I guarantee you that stadium will be singing his theme song all the way.
And we will too.
Damn straight. Who you got?
Riddle.
Oh.
Riddle to win.
Riddle. I think Rollins.
Yeah.
He's going to cheat. He's going to beg. Yeah. He's going to steal. He's going to do whatever he can. And he's going to eke out a win.
But what if, though?
Okay, come on.
It's probably not going to happen. But what if we have another surprise appearance?
See, this is what leads into me thinking Rollins going to win.
So what if Orton comes back?
I'm kind of hoping he does, because again, boom, that arena is just going to get the roof blown off it, or stadium rather. It's going to get the roof blown off.
See, maybe?
Let's hope so.
That'd be cool.
I want to hear voices.
Yes.
I mean, I do every day, but
Yeah.
I wish they'd shut up and you get some sleep. What?
Yeah, so I think Riddle.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I think Rollins. I'm hoping Rollins. I think that if Rollins doesn't win this, then the feud is kind of over, because Riddle's not going to need to get any backlash from the comments.
Yeah.
But on the other hand of that, with Rollins, he could just be beating Riddle after the end of the match. Or did you say Randy Orton's going to show up?
Yeah, very true.
But then what if Orton turns on Riddle?
Ooh.
And that's where that feud then goes.
Ooh. There are possibilities.
There's so many.
Endless possibilities.
Okay. Next match, number 4 of 6.
Nearly there.
It's the first championship match of the night in terms of this.
Yes.
Liv Morgan defends her SmackDown Women's Championship against Shayna Bazsler.
Ooh.
Now, Liv Morgan beat Ronda Rousey at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Or did she? She tapped before the 3 count,
out.
but the referee didn't see it.
Yeah.
So Ronda goes a bit nuclear, starts wrecking people, obviously.
Yeah.
As you would, you're upset, So then there's supposed to be a contract signing on SmackDown, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. And at this point, Ronda Rousey suspended because she attacked an official. I think it was it Adam Pearce or was it one of the referees? I can't remember. It was an official who got attacked. And Shayna Baszler's coming out after she sort of... So she's about to come out to do the contract signing with Liv Morgan. They're all set up in the ring. Ronda Rousey just turns up through the crowd with a bag of money, dumps it on the thing. Here's your suspension, your fine money. That's it. And she kind of walks off into the back. As she's doing so, Shayna comes out, and Shayna's like, "What are you doing? You can't do that here. You've got to follow the rules." And then Ronda's like, "What happened to you?
Mm-hmm.
You never used to be like this. Where's the killer?" And it's like, ooh, are they gonna pull the trigger on Killer Shayna? Because that's what they need to do.
Yeah.
You go back and watch NXT when Shayna was champion. That whole, obviously it's kayfabe, but that whole locker room was terrified of Shayna Baszler.
Yep. It was really cool.
I mean, one of the things was tap or snap.
Yeah.
If you don't tap out, I'm going to snap your arm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to snap your leg. I'm going to snap whatever I have to. And that's what you need. That's what Shayna Baszler is, or was, and should be. And if that Shayna Baszler turns up to Clash at the Castle, Liv Morgan is going to be quaking in her boots.
Oh, yeah.
And the problem is that with Liv Morgan, she's a fighting champion. Yes. I mean, she's only done one title defense thus far against Ronda Rousey.
But it hasn't been very long.
Hasn't been very, 2 months.
2 months.
But can she go with someone like Shayna, who is brutal? Like Ronda is brutal.
Yeah.
You put Ronda and Shayna in a ring, Shayna is my pick.
Yeah, it's very true.
Because she's just got that... the Shayna of old.
Yes.
Not the current Shayna.
Killer Shayna.
Killer Shayna. So I want to see that Shayna come back.
Yeah.
And I want her old music back, because this new one sucks.
Yeah. You'd say that about a lot of the new music.
So then, on the other hand of that, you've got Ronda Rousey, which I've already mentioned, Shayna Baszler, Marina Shafir, and Jessamine Deep are the 4 horsewomen.
Yeah.
Okay? If Liv Morgan beats Shayna Baszler, that's 50% of the 4 horsewomen that Liv Morgan has beaten.
Oh.
Are they going to lean hard into that aspect of things?
Maybe.
Or are they going to go tap or snap?
Interesting.
I think this will be a good match.
Yes.
I do think Liv will have to be quick, move quick, not have to try and trade blows with Shayna. That's a mistake.
Yeah.
You don't want to stand there and just let Shayna beat on you, because she's just going to get wrecked. You are going to get absolutely trashed. So she's going to have to be quick and duck and dodge and move around and do a lot of more fast sort of maneuvers, which Liv can do, which is great, and that's part of her wheelhouse. I think that's definitely a strength of hers. But as soon as Shayna grabs her and sticks her on the mat, Liv's in trouble.
Yeah.
On the other hand of that as well, is Ronda Rousey going to get involved? Could she cause some sort of disqualification because she wants to be the champion again, because Liv Morgan technically tapped out? Ronda right now, in all factuality, should be champion.
Yeah.
Because Liv tapped out prior to the 3 count.
Way prior. Yeah, very true.
Who you got?
Liv. I think
Liv.
Partly because the stuff with Ronda about tapping out is not resolved. So if Liv loses the championship, that sort of loses steam. I think that with the Shayna turning back to something quite dark, I think it might be too sudden if it happened before this match. But losing to Liv Morgan could be a trigger.
Ooh, okay, so let's say... Okay, so my prediction isn't that so much that Liv's going... Much like we did last month at SummerSlam, or July at SummerSlam, 1 3 August, yeah. Liv will retain the title. Whether or not she wins the match, I don't know. Okay. But she's going to walk out with that belt.
Fair enough.
Okay, that's my prediction.
Cool.
Okay, so technically Liv wins because she retains the belt.
Yeah.
So what if Ronda comes out, interferes, grabs Liv, ragdolls her arm, beats 7 bells out of her, and Shayna's just like, what the hell are you doing? And that's the catalyst, and her and Ronda start going at it. That would be great. I'd love to see Ronda and Shayna.
Wraps up. Well, it doesn't wrap up the Liv and Ronda stuff though.
Not yet.
Not yet. But then if they're together, if she teams up with
But Liv could take that backdoor out. She could be like, well, these two are fighting each other. I'm just gonna just stay out of it.
Bye-bye.
You know, and why wouldn't you? You've got Ronda and Shayna.
Yeah.
I'm not getting in the middle of that. I don't even want to be the referee for that match.
Oh no.
You know, but that could be cool. I'd love to see Ronda and Shayna go at it.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
Because that'd be a very interesting match.
Yes.
You know.
Cool. Good stuff.
Okay. Next match is Gunther defending the Intercontinental Championship against Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior. So this is the first of two matches which have some sort of homecoming to it.
Yes.
In a sense, even though Sheamus is Irish, not Welsh.
We're talking the whole UK as a
Celtic.
whole, though, right?
I mean, yeah,
Nice.
obviously Wales, Scotland and Ireland, for those who might not know and who are American viewers or viewers from other parts of the world who might not know. England was on their own, going back many years ago. It was England, and then Wales, Scotland and Ireland were known as the Celtic nation. So the three of them had like an alliance of sorts. I believe that was mainly when the Romans were taking over.
I don't know enough history.
Because they couldn't go past into Scotland. That's why
Yeah.
Hadrian's Wall was built.
That's true.
Because the Scots were too vicious.
Yeah. But they came into Wales.
Yeah, but there's a lot. I'd say that given the fact of the border of Scotland, there's probably a lot more on that border as opposed to the
and
Welsh
with
border.
the mountains as well, you know. Anyway,
Yeah.
going into history.
Anyway. So, speaking of history,
Yes.
fun fact for you.
Okay.
Okay, let me ask you a question and see if you can guess this, right? When was the last time the Intercontinental Championship was defended at a pay-per-view or premium live event?
I have no idea.
No guesses?
WrestleMania.
Which one?
21?
Oh!
2021, not
Yeah,
WrestleMania
yeah.
21.
WrestleMania 37,
Okay.
2021 was the last time we saw the Intercontinental Championship defended on a pay-per-view, because there were still pay-per-views back then.
That was a complete guess.
Do you know what the match was?
Was it... Was that when he got it? No. Sheamus? No, I don't know.
No.
I have no
It was
idea.
Big E
Oh, yeah.
defending against Apollo.
Uh-huh.
I think it might have been Apollo Crews at that point, I can't remember. In a Nigerian drum match.
Oh, that drum match. Where they barely used any drums. I got you.
Yep, that was the last time we saw the Intercontinental Championship defended on a pay-per-view event.
Mm-hmm.
That's a year and a half ago.
That is. Obviously, it's been defended quite a bit since then.
On SmackDowns and Raws.
Yeah.
But
it's
yeah.
nice to see it getting the big stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about friggin' time.
Mm.
Like, going back, just briefly again, history-wise, 30 years ago, that was the main event of SummerSlam 1992. The Intercontinental Championship. Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog.
Mm.
So, why isn't the Intercontinental Championship being defended every single month on a pay-per-view? You know? And we did see a sign on Raw, funny enough, that I kind of really agree with. It's reinstate the 30-day defense rule.
Yeah.
Abso-friggin-lutely.
No
more part-time champions, please. This is just getting old.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns has said, quick sidebar, Roman Reigns has said he's lightening his schedule. So we're not even going to see those belts anymore if he doesn't drop them. Anyway, Gunther versus Sheamus.
Yeah.
This is literally, and I think one of the guys said it's going to be a good old-fashioned Donnybrook.
Oh, yeah.
It's just going to be two slabs of meat just beating seven shades out of each other.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be really good.
I'm
It's
so
going to be
looking
vicious.
forward to this match.
It's going to be painful.
But then obviously you're going to have Ludwig Kaiser
Yeah.
with Gunther, and you're going to have Ridge Holland and Butch, aka Pete Dunne,
Yeah.
the the Brawling Brutes,
So, yeah, I think
with Sheamus. Now, they probably will have some brawling outside, which is
Yeah.
really hard to keep down and keep tempered. I'm not going to give SmackDown spoilers here. Butch does fight on SmackDown. I'm not going to give spoilers. That's a dick move. I'm not going to do that. If you want spoilers, they are available on the net. Just look for them there. But I'm really happy when Sheamus was in that 5-way match. Excuse me, for the number one contendership for the Intercontinental Championship. They were in Sami Zayn's hometown. Everyone was hot for Sami Zayn, and then Sheamus just wins it, and it's like,
Excuse me.
yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that Sheamus won that match.
Yes. It's good.
They didn't cow into the hometown crowd. They didn't cow into the bloodline again and be like, well, let's put Sami Zayn against Gunther, because Gunther's going to flatten him
Yeah.
like a bulldozer. Let's be perfectly honest, you know? not to take anything away from Sami Zayn, because he is a great talent, but I just don't think he's got what it takes to beat someone like Gunther.
No, especially not the way that his storyline is at the moment.
No. Quick sidebar with Sami Zayn. I'd love him to see him jump ship and join Kevin Owens in the tag team.
It could happen.
And fight the Usos, because that'd be great. Because that's what it looks like they're pushing towards.
It could
That's what it looks. Again, that would have been good to see Clash of the Castle, but thanks to the Usos for having the DUIs. Stop drinking driving. Don't drink and drive.
It's so easy not to.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. The build was the 5-person tag. Saying that, last week on SmackDown, they did have the face-to-face.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Sheamus in the ring, cutting a promo. Out comes Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. And Gunther and Sheamus are just dead staring each other in the eyes while the other three are just brawling around them. And they're just like...
Yeah.
That was great.
It's
I
very
loved that.
good.
I thought that was hilarious. That was amazing. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one.
It's going to be good.
Again, this one could be a show stealer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of good matches on this card. There's just not many of them. Who you got?
I think Sheamus is going to win.
Sheamus?
And let me tell you for why.
Come on in.
So, I know we haven't covered
Strap in, folks. This
the
could be
main
good.
event yet,
No.
but it's Roman Reigns versus Drew.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, anyone who doesn't know that at this point is blind.
I'm going to say my prediction for that one now.
Go on.
That I think Roman Reigns is going to win that.
Okay.
But what you want when you go to a different country, it happens in the Saudi Arabia shows, all of them, you want a UK person. You want someone from that country to get a win. And if Drew doesn't win, you have to have someone from the UK who's won something. So I think for that reason, Sheamus would get the Intercontinental Championship. So that they can keep the other titles on Roman Reigns without sort of just completely losing the UK.
Mm-hmm. So if Sheamus does win, and he did cover this on SmackDown last week, he would become the ultimate Grand Slam champion.
Yeah.
So the Grand Slam champion would be
huge.
someone who's won the WWE or Universal title, a tag team title, an Intercontinental title. So, that's true. What was the other one? Was there another one?
You got tag, Intercontinental, US.
Well, the Intercontinental or the US, because they're kind of interchangeable.
Okay.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's the Grand Slam champion.
Yeah. Get 'em
but
all.
if he's, because Sheamus has had WWE Championship, I don't believe he's been the Universal. He's had, I think he's done Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships. He's definitely had the United States Championship, but he's never been an Intercontinental Champion. So if he does that, he said he'd call himself the ultimate Grand Slam champion. That would be the first ever
It
time
would be
for
big, and it would get a huge pop.
that. It would.
Um,
But then saying that, we don't know which way the crowd's going to go. They might
Very
favour
true.
Gunther.
Everyone loves Gunther, but there's still going to be Volta chant.
I was going to say, there's going to be Volta chance, definitely.
100%.
Absolutely.
We'll be doing them.
Absolutely.
We'll start them
Yeah,
if they don't happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, whichever way it goes, it's going to be an awesome match. But I
Yeah.
have a feeling that I don't think they take the championships off Roman Reigns at this point. So they'd want a home country.
Yeah. I see where you're going with that. Yeah, I see where you're going with that.
What do you think?
The problem... Oh, Rags is sitting on the...
Everything is
camera.
fine.
Okay. This is what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther's going to retain.
Okay.
Because everyone's high on Gunther right now, and I don't think that having him lose the title will be good for him.
Okay.
Not necessarily saying he needs the title, but it's certainly elevating him quicker than if he didn't have it.
That is true. Yeah.
You know. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got on that one.
Cool.
It's going to be great.
It's gonna be
I'm
so
really
good.
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I do hope Sheamus wins, but I think Gunther's going to win it.
Okay.
Okay.
We need more Welsh wrestlers in WWE.
Yeah, they released Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
And then that brings us to the last match of the event that's been announced thus far.
I'm just going to go because I've already given my prediction for this.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So, just as a quick preview before we get into this one, obviously if there are matches announced between now and Clash at the Castle, we will put it in the description what our predictions will be for that, because obviously we're not going to have time to film another video and then put it up one up. So we'll just put our predictions. I think we did it for, I think it's Money in the Bank where they added, I think it was Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss.
Yeah.
So, main event time. Roman Reigns defending his undisputed WWE Universal Championship against the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
Drew's pop is going to be loud.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So loud. First things first, people are getting delusional. They think he's going to enter with his old theme song, Broken Dreams.
Right.
I don't think he will.
Okay.
He's returning home. His current theme song sounds like a Scottish theme song.
Yeah.
Why would you change that to an American artist?
It's very
you
true.
wouldn't.
If you're
Broken
keep,
Dreams is
like,
not happening.
the sword and everything, you've got to keep the Scottish theme.
As much as I love the song Broken Dreams, it's not happening, people.
And he's going for it's like the medieval something.
Medieval war, yeah.
Medieval
was it
warrior.
the shirt with medieval metal on it, I think?
Medieval metal.
Because obviously the sword and...
So he's going to be leaning into that, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to see prop rock?
No. Only on maybe a sign in the crowd.
Okay, let me... Smooth. Let me ask another question then. As we saw in Saudi Arabia that one time, there was a different sword. Are we going to get to see Angela, or are we going to get to see some sort of baby sword?
I think that they'll have planned ahead because of the old fake Angela situation. And they'll have someone in the UK will provide a replica sword just in case they can't get the real one through customs or something. They'll have a backup plan because they can't do that again. It was embarrassing.
That was awful.
Baby Angela, we're so small.
So the build-up for this has been kind of samey.
Yes.
Very samey.
Very
apart
samey.
from that very first time. Mm-hmm. So about 2 weeks after SummerSlam, or just prior to 2 weeks after SummerSlam on SmackDown, Roman's in the ring, acknowledge me, Drew's going to get beaten, Clash of the Castle, blah, 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 acknowledge me, blah, 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 blah. Out comes Drew. Oh, I don't want to wait to Clash at the Castle. Let's do it now. That's yeah. I'm not going to, yeah.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good, but I'm not going to do it again. So then, like, Drew throws the mic, and then the arena lights dip, and music starts, and there's someone standing in the entranceway, and the massive video wall is black and white with a crow flying towards it. Who was it, Leanne? Standing on Tron.
Is his name gone from
my
head?
Her name.
Her name. Oh, that was Scarlett.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
from behind, who attacks Roman Reigns? Drew McIntyre?
His name escapes me.
Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross.
Can't put me on the spot like that.
Why not? It's fun. Karrion Kross back in WWE.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for Karrion Kross. He was a beast, much like Shayna Baszler. He was an absolute beast at NXT. He was a monster. They bring him up to Raw, and Vince does what he always does. Always does. He buried Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
He made him look like a bondage fairy, and it was stupid. He had him lose to Jeff Hardy in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
It was a bad show.
And I love that last week's SmackDown says, next week on SmackDown, as in this coming week, Karrion Kross's in-ring debut. Like Triple H has got that Men in Black flashing memory eraser thing, and he's just gone,
yeah.
Here we go, Karrion Kross.
Different Karrion Kross. That's
This
what he's
is
going for.
real Karrion Kross. Yeah. Not the Gladiator Karrion Kross. Not the bondage gear Karrion Kross. Not the missing Scarlet Karrion Kross. Scarlet is firmly with him, with the tick-tock, with the hourglass, which they put in there. So they beat down Drew McIntyre. And then he says he's coming for Roman Reigns as well. And then Scarlett slides the hourglass in the ring and flips it.
And the announcers say, what does
Tick-tock.
that mean?
Yeah, idiots. It's Pat McAfee, what do you expect?
Yeah.
Tick-tock, Roman. Tick-tock.
He's coming.
So, is Karrion Kross going to show up at Clash of the Castle is the question.
Maybe.
So,
That'd be really cool.
You've already given your...
Yes, I stick by Roman Reigns to win.
Yeah,
or at least to retain. Let's go with that.
So, this is a really difficult one to call.
Yeah.
Do I want to see Drew win the title off Roman? I don't know.
I want to see Roman lose the title. That's something.
That was the next question. Do I want to see Roman lose the belts? Oh, give me a hell yeah.
At least one of them. They'll stick together. They'll probably.
I don't know. I think I mentioned this a couple of weeks back that Survivor Series is coming up.
True. Yeah.
How can you do a WWE champion versus a Universal champion if they're both the same person?
Just fight himself in the
ring. It's just going to be like Gollum from Lord of the Rings and that scene in Two Towers when he's arguing with himself, just back and forth in the ring. Because that's what it's going to be.
Like flinging himself around the place.
And it's the same with the Usos. They've got the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Great, fantastic. But to have the spectacle of Survivor Series where it's champion on one brand versus champion of another brand, you have to have two different champions. Mm-hmm. Now, with Roman saying he's going to have a lighter schedule, I think there would be more pressure to drop the belts.
Yeah. It's true.
Even if it's just one or maybe both, I don't know. But this is a really difficult one to call.
No.
Like,
it would be huge if Drew wins.
Yeah.
Massive.
It would. And again, the pop would be huge and they'd blow fireworks off everywhere, which you'd actually get to see most likely.
If the roof's open.
I don't know which way I want to go. This one's really difficult.
Yeah. There's a lot of directions it could lead, isn't there?
The problem is, Triple H has brought Karrion Kross back, and he is a monster.
Yeah.
He's an absolute beast. They're not going to have him come up and then not have some sort of title picture run.
No.
But you have him lose straight away, it's going to devalue him.
Mm-hmm.
So don't do that. So in that case, is it better to keep the title on Roman Reigns, who's been champion for over 2 years at this point when Clash of the Castle occurs, and have him face him and maybe Crown Jewel, which is rumoured to be the next event in Saudi Arabia, and beat Roman Reigns there for the belts. And then feud with Drew. Or have Drew win, go on to Crown Jewel, I forgot what it was called then, Crown Jewel, and then potentially lose to Karrion Kross. Because that's just bouncing the title back and forth every month, which I absolutely hate.
And the hourglass was placed for Roman Reigns. I doubt they'd have placed it for the title wherever it happens to be.
Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is retaining.
Rags agrees, apparently. And Rags says, that was the last match, you don't need this book anymore.
Good boy. He knows what's the score.
He knows.
Yeah, I think Roman Reigns is going to stick it. And then we're going to see Karrion Kross versus Roman Reigns. I think I'd be more interested in seeing that. Obviously, he's going to have... I think he's going to show up at Clash of the Castle, whether he interferes and costs through the titles, or whether he just attacks him afterwards, or I don't know.
I mean, like,
I think I just really want to see Karrion Kross on the Clash of the Castle.
Roman would usually have the Usos in his corner to run interference or to, like, make it happen, and they're not going to be there. So it would make sense that someone, whether as part of Roman's plan or not, that someone would be there.
I wonder if Sami Zayn's going to be there.
I literally, as I was saying that, I wondered if he's going to...
Who has been missing for the last 5 weeks?
5 weeks? Who's been missing for 5 weeks? So many people.
In Roman Reigns' camp.
Oh, Paul Heyman.
The wise man.
Ooh, what if he's there? That'd be cool.
He took an F5 through a table and they're selling the injury, obviously.
He could come back.
So he could come back. But I do think Sami Zayn's a good set to be there. I think he'll be in the corner of Roman Reigns. And who says that doesn't further? Maybe Kevin Owens will show up and be like, dude, what are you doing with this guy? Stop it.
Yeah, then they can have a match.
Yeah, so that was our Clash at the Castle predictions. As already prefaced earlier, we don't know when our reactions video will be up just yet. We have got a busy weekend ahead of us.
We'll get to it as soon as we can.
We'll get it as soon as we can, yeah. And then obviously we're going to be doing All Out straight after that, pretty much. On Monday evening, we'll be watching that. I doubt we'll be able to record Monday evening.
Probably not.
But yeah, expect that at some point in the week as well.
Yes.
This week, this one 7-day period is just so busy for us.
It's insane.
And everything just happens to fall on this 7-day period. It's crazy. So, yeah, that's our Clash of the Castle predictions. Are you going to be there? Let us know in the comments below. How close are you? Did you spend $3,000 on a ringside seat?
Why?
I mean, people do what they want their money. Though.
I know.
Obviously, we're going to be hitting that pop-up store that's opening in Cardiff. So you are in Cardiff, there is a pop-up superstore in St. David's Arcade. I think you said it was opposite Mankind or next to Mankind. On the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to be hitting that up before going to the event. They did say strongly encourage no big bags, but if you're going to buy merch from the store, what are you going to stick it in, right?
Yeah. And what do they mean by big bags?
I don't know. It's a weird wording. But, hey ho, we're going to get some merch, we're going to get some cool shirts.
Yeah.
Anyway, take us home, man.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Let us know, like Alan said, let us know if you're going to be there. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our predictions. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell to be notified when we drop new videos, and follow us on socials. We have now Linktree, which we'll put a link to in the description, which is one-stop shop for, you can find all our socials on there.
For Linktree, shout out to the band Ambrius for giving us a heads up on that one. We hadn't seen it, but we had a nice free conversation with the guys from the band Ambrius. If you don't know who Ambrius are, check out our Bloodstock, our Summer of Metal video. When you get to Bloodstock on I think it was the Saturday I saw them.
They're around there.
Good guys, really good guys. We're looking forward to them touring this part of the country. Just want to give them a shout out.
So follow us on socials. Have I forgotten anything? Don't think so. We'll see you in the reactions or in the next predictions or at something.
We'll see you in...
We'll
I think all our predictions will be the next one.
That one. Watch wrestling. Have a good time.
What's good evening in Welsh, Leanne?
Prynhawn da? No, not Spike da is good evening.
There we go.
Not Spike da!